Hi and welcome to this video tutorial. My name is m.novelo, and in this video tutorial I want to explain you how you make marble stone. Sorry for my deep voice. I have a cold and I have to pause the recording several times because to do what you ever have to do if you have a cold, and it's really disgusting if you do this on the microphone. So if I had to do something, I pause the recording. And now let's just jump in. Let's just move this guy here right to the right, and this one as well here. And let's just think about what is marble. Marble is a stone. It comes from Italy, or mainly from Italy. It comes from China, or USA, or Turkey as well. Not Turkey, Turkey. And it's a really cool material. I was at Cabrera several times, and I have seen the mountains. I was in the mountains where they cutting these big blocks out of the mountains, and they bring them down to the valley, and then they make floor tiles, figurines, marble spheres, or something like that. They make several things out of this, and every piece of marble is unique. So if you have a look at marble, marble has two structures. Marble has a main structure. It's big veins running through the marble. Marble is the German word for this. Okay, big veins running through the marble, and then there is a beside the big veins there is finer structure there, and we have to reproduce this somehow in Blender. And because the structure, the main structure is something, or the fine structure as well, is something like waves or something like that, and because of that we need a texture node, and we need a wave texture. And because to have a little bit more control, and because I want to control this a little bit better, and I don't wanna have a real messed up node system here, I put this wave texture immediately into a group, and just disconnect the factor, and I can delete the factor here. If you want the factor back, just connect this again here, and you have the factor back. So now if I tab out, I have the noise group here, or the node group for the waves and the structure, and I have several inputs. And now let's just begin with these inputs here. And because I have a vector here, I put in here, I have to generate a vector or get the source of the vector, and it's the texture coordinates. And because, let's just connect this color here to diffuse, and that we can see what are we doing here, and just to have some control over this texture at all, I want to input here a mapping node. And if I connect the generated to the vector, and the vector to the vector of the node group, I'm now able to control the rotation, the location, and the scale of this texture here. And let's just play with the rotation, with the set rotation, and let's just add in here a number like 80, something like that. Now it's rotate it in the Z direction. And the second one is the scale. And because I have to add for the final structure, I have to add another node group, and the second node group, the scale, is depending on this scale. I have to somehow to connect these two and make a dependency between these two scales. So I just put in here input, a value input, and just connect this value input to the scale. And just I type in 1. So now let's just add here a little bit of distortion. A little bit is 25. So you can play with this number, doesn't matter. Do ever what you like. Just put in here a number between 20 and 30. And details, I want higher details. And the scale of details should be higher as well. Let's add in 4. And now we have a real cool looking wavy structure here. And now let's just jump into the node group, because I want to have a little bit more control over this color here. And for this, just grab this node output and bring it to the right, and then just add in here something like now we need to control over the color. Control over color, you do that with a color ramp. So color ramp. Okay, and now let's just move this guy here over, and this one here all the way to the left, and the black one to the right. And now just add another color, and let's move this to the right a little bit more. It's too much here. And let's darken this a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. And now let's add another one for the white here. And let's move this guy here. Here, okay. And it's looking really cool. But I need another color. Not here. I need the color in between these two guys. Let's just add this here and just lighten this up a little bit. And we have to get rid of this guy here. Okay. Maybe we can darken this one here. No, we light up this one here a little bit more. Okay. Not darken. It's really difficult if you have to render the preview on. Okay, that's okay. It works for me. Okay, let's just jump out here, and we have now the main structure here on our object here. And now to refine this a little bit more, we need another texture. Let's add a wave texture again, and immediately make a group out of this. And just get rid of the factor here. It's not important that you cut this factor here or delete it. Just be aware that you have a clean node setup. That's because I'm doing that. Okay, let's jump out. And now let's just think about the fine structure. We need this dependency here from the scale, but I need a higher scale. It has to be a finer structure. So let's just add here a converter and add a math node here and connect this value here to this math node. And because I want to not just add 0.5 or something else, I want to multiply this. Multiply, and let's put in here 6 or something like that. 5, 6, 7, whatever. Okay. Now let's just connect this here to the color of the diffuse so we can see what we're doing here. And then now let's just connect the vector with the vector here, so we have the same rotation, and this value here with the scale. And distortion, this time not 25, I want a distortion of 15. And the details I want at 3, and the detail scale same as in the first node group, 4. Okay, now I want to have a little bit more control over the color, so I just add in here again converter color ramp. Now we have this color ramp in here, and in this color ramp I want to move this guy again to the left and the black to the right. And let's just change the method to ease. That's better because ease is an exponential option here, how the gradient is computed, and here is exponential. This gives us a little bit more of a finer gradient. It's a little bit better than linear. So now let's just add here, let's select the black one and add a slider, and let's move the slider to the right, something like that, and let's just darken this guy here, something like that. Okay, and now let's go to the white one. Yeah, white, and let's just add another one. Okay, move this guy here to the right. Okay, and that's all for our file structure here. Sure, you can work more on this, you can add more sliders, but this is working really good. Okay, now how we put these guys together, it's really easy. You have two color outputs, and if you want to mix them, we need a mix node, and in this case a color mix node, but we don't have a color mix node, we have a mix RGB node. It's something similar than the color mix node in the compositor. So I want to connect the big structure on the top and the fine structure on the bottom here. And now we have them mixed together, but I want to change this mode here to screen, and that's okay. And now let's just move on here and grab these two guys here and move them to the right. And now to have control over color, let's just add converter a color ramp. And now it's important that you put, if you work right now on this, put some color in there. It doesn't really matter what color it is, but afterwards, to change this, you can put in there whatever color you want. Expect black and white. Okay, white yes, but black no. Because we want to color this afterwards. We want to color this with the hue saturation, and because of that we need color information. So, and black and white isn't really a color. Just that it works, we put a color in there. And for this I put here a really dark brownish color, something like that. Okay, and on this side for the black I use white. Okay, goes now from dark brown to white. And now you have to put in here some randomly a wave structure which is finer here, and then it's not so fine on, not so small, or the wave structure is not so detailed on this side, on the right side. So let's just put in here, let's add just a slider, and let's put it here and give it a darker color, something like reddish brown color here, a little bit to the yellow, and a little bit lighter. That's okay. Okay, now let's just add here some guys. I pause the recording and show you then the result of this. Okay, there we are. And now I've put in here some different colors, and these colors are the control over these islands here, this color here. Now we have some pinkish brown marble, and that's okay. And now let's think about more about marble. Now it's a lot of thinking, but it's worth it. So let's just think about what is it? Marmor. Marmor is crystalline calc, and because of that, light is somehow going through, not all the way, or it's all going all. If it's cut in a really small, you can really look through marble, and you see the light going through marble. So we have to reproduce this behavior, and this is called translucency. This means it's not transparent, it's translucent. This means the light can lose, or luce in Italian is light, and trans means going through something, and translucency, light is going through something, just light, not the image behind or something like that. So translucency. This is what we need. We need a shader. We need a translucent shader. So we have here the translucent shader, and because I want to I want to have just not white, I Let's just go in the reddish tones a little bit. Okay, now we have to connect these guys somehow, and for this we have the mix shader. Let's just add a mix shader in here, and let's just connect these two together, and there we have a mix shader. And now you can see it's a little bit, something like washed out, and because of the light is traveling through the material. Okay, now because I want a little bit of a polished marble, I need a glossy shader. Glossy. And because it's translucent and it's glossy, we need something else. We need something like a Fresnel. So we add here Fresnel. Now we have Fresnel, our diffuse translucent material, and the glossy. And now we put these guys together just with another mix shader. And let's put the glossy in there. Okay, I have definitely to upgrade my computer. Okay, now the glossy and the diffuse translucent material. And now let's just add the Fresnel to it. Just add it here. Okay. Nope. Like this, and the vector to the vector. So now we have lightly polished glossy material, and let's just try sharp. If you use sharp here, it's high polished. But I don't want this really. Just add the backman back, and I lower the roughness to 0.1. It's now a little bit more glossy, a little bit more polished, and we have our marble material. And like I said before, to have a little bit more control of the color, I had said that the color doesn't matter what you put in here, expect black. That's because we're now using here a color hue and saturation, and let's just put this in here like this. And now if you change the hue and saturation, the value and the factor, you can play with the colors. Let's just put in here 0.55, and now it's more brownish. Let's put in here 0.6. Now it goes to green. And if you put in here 0.8, get a real green marble. And if you go to, I think, 0.4, it's going to the red. And 0.1, it's 0.1. And we're going to the blue, and now we can play with the saturation a little bit more. You can put in here 2 or something like that. Then it's getting really blue. And the problem is we have the color here. And let's just try to connect this guy here, and let's see what's happening. And what's happening? Yeah, it looks really cool. You get the color information from this to the translucent, and it looks really cool, I think. But you can put this to white, back to white. Let's just go to the hue saturation and lower the saturation, and then we have a pure white. And no, I don't want a red color. I want no saturation in it. Okay, that's okay. Or you can just put in there the color the main color of this. In this case, a little bit of blue, or if you go in the red direction, just add a red tone here, on a greenish tone. So that's the marble. And now let's just have a look if it's rendered out, how it looks. For this, I pause the recording real quick. Okay, the rendering is now working and it's nearly finished. And as you can see, it's a really cool marble structure here. Sure, you can work on the color ramp a little bit. Then you can add some more colors in here for the structure, but it's okay. Just to understand what is marble about. Sure, you can add some noise if you want. Punctate a little bit, little holes in there for the structure of the marble. You can add a noise and add this just to a bump node and connect this to the normals. Then just add some little a little normal map, a really fine normal map to this, and then you have a really cool looking marble, a little bit more structured, finer structure marble. But like I said, for understanding how marble works or how marble is done, you have the main features of that. So, thank you for watching. I know this tutorial was a little bit longer than I expected, but this, I think, is a really cool result of this. And if you like these tutorials, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up on or plus at Google and Facebook, and I'll see you again in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching.